Hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I'll be showing you how to make this beautiful attire you're seeing on the screen. And if you're interested, please stick around and do not forget to subscribe, like, share and also leave a comment. I really need your help to grow. Thank you so much. So I'll be making use of this African print and it's just 3 yards of fabric. And first of all, I'll be drafting the top. You start by folding your fabric into two with the biggest body measurement, which is the hip measurement. And I cut the front and back body separately. So the next thing for us to do is to take the shoulder measurement, which is 7.5 inches, after dividing it into two. The remaining 7.5 inches I have left will be used for the sleeve measurement. And after that, I came down by 11 inches for the sleeve opening. For the horizontal measurements, we need to use the biggest body parts plus 3 inches because this is going to be a free boo. It's going to be a free top. So I used the biggest body measurement, which is the hip measurement plus 3 inches, and that gave me 13 inches. So from the bust down to the hip to the hem line, you're going to use 13 inches. I used 13 inches. After marking the horizontal measurements, just connect with a straight ruler, and at the sleeve opening just try and make a slight curve. Moving on, I'll place the front bodies on the remaining fabric to cut the back bodies. The remaining fabric is having a joining at the center back due to the fact that I was trying to manage the fabric. Therefore, I have to be mindful of how I place the front bodies on the remaining fabric. Once that is done, I'll just trace it out and cut. For the neckline, I'll use 3.5 inches for the width and 7 inches for the v-neck. It's going to have a v-neck, and that is for the front bodies. And for the back bodies, I'll also use 3.5 inches for the width and 2 inches for the depth of the back bodies. Next, I'll be using this interface to cut out the design that will be on the chest line. So I have the soft interface here. All I need to do is to place the front bodies on the interface. I'll be using 18 inches for the length of my design and 3.5 inches for the width. You can use any measurement of your choice. After that, I'll just cut out the V-neck and also give the interface any design that I like. Here it is, and this is how it's going to look like on the chest line. Done with that, I'll use the interface to cut out the fabric and also iron it on the fabric. So I went ahead to cut band for the sleeves of the top, and I used 6 inches for the length. By the time I fold into two, I'll be left with 3 inches for the band, same allowance inclusive. Here it is. I've already ironed the interface on the design that will be on the chest line, as well as the band that will be on the sleeve. And here I've stitched the design on the front bodies, so I'll be adding few buttons later on. To cut the back body's neckline, I'll need to cut the facing for it, and this will make it look more neater than using a bias tape. Once that is done, next is to join the front bodies and the back bodies together at the shoulder like so. Before I stitch the side seam, I will have to shape the hemline, and so I decided to come up by 3 inches. I'll just go ahead and stitch the hemline. I'm done with the making of the free top, and so next we move on to draft the Ankara shorts. I'll be folding my fabric into two using the biggest body part, which is the thigh, divided by 2 plus 3 inches. In trouser drafting, the thigh is always the biggest body part because it's divided into two. For the length of the short, I'll be using a total of 25 inches. The actual length is 21 inches. I'll use 2 inches to fold the hem and also 2 inches for the elastic allowance. I'll go ahead to leave a space of 1 inch from the starting point down to the hemline before I start my horizontal measurement. From the starting point, I'll come down by 2 inches for the elastic band allowance. Like I said earlier, I'll be using 21 inches for the length of the short, and the remaining 2 inches will be for the hem allowance. I'll go ahead to mark the crotch measurements, and you get that by dividing your hip measurements by 4. Here the hip measurement is 44 inches divided by 4, that gives me 11 inches. So vertically I marked 11 inches, and after marking 11 inches, you draw a straight line. I'll mark the waist to hip measurement on 8 inches, and from there I'll insert the hip circumference, which is also 11. I'll mark it straight and connect it with a straight ruler. Going back to the crotch line, I'll input the thigh circumference. The thigh circumference is 28 inches, and divided by 2 gives me 14 inches. Therefore, I will mark 14 inches there. After that, I'll connect it to meet the hip line with a slight curve. From the thigh measurement again, I'll try and locate the midpoint. Since the tie measurement is 14, the midpoint is 7 inches. So I'll mark 7 inches down to the hemline and connect it with a straight ruler. The knee circumference is 20 inches divided by 2 equals 10. You won't input the 10 inches, but rather divide it by 2, and that will give us 5 inches. So therefore, place your tape measurement on the midpoint to mark the 5 inches. And once that is done, we connect the markings and cut. To cut the trouser back block, I'll also fold the fabric into two. Then I'll place the front bodies on the fabric plus extra 3 inches allowance. Then I also leave like 2 inches or more allowance at the starting point. So after laying it, I'll now measure 3 inches, which will serve as the back crotch. I also mark 2 inches from the starting point here down to meet the crotch. I'll first connect with a straight ruler, and at the crotch area I'll curve it with a slight curve. Also from the thigh, I'll mark 2 inches down, and at the knee I'll mark just 1.5 inch. Then I'll connect the marks together with a curved ruler. So sorry, my camera skipped some parts where I slanted the 2 inches at the starting point towards the side. Please bear with me. There are 4 pieces here, so I'll go ahead to stitch the opening here, which is a crotch area, and I'll do the same to the back piece too. This is it after stitching. I'll then go ahead to join the front and the back pieces together. I've joined it at the side and also underneath, and what remains is to give the band an elastic. You can check my previous video on how to make a band with an elastic. I'll drop the link in the description box. I have here 22 inches, which is the hip measurement. I'm working with a bust span of 8 inches. Therefore, I'll mark 4 inches on both sides. And I'll also mark the 2 inches band allowance. I need to indicate it so that I will know where to start my folding from. I'll repeat the same process at the back. Remember, I left 2 inches for the elastic band allowance. So that is what I'll be using to fold the band. From the marking straight to the side seam, whatever we have left will be used to determine the elastic measurement. And here I have 7 inches. By the time you check all the 4 sides, it will automatically give you 7 inches. I I'll cut 7 inches of this elastic. We need 2 pieces, one for each side. And I'll be fixing it this way. I'll repeat the process at the back, but make sure it aligns very well. I'm trying to keep the edges of the elastic from fraying with a fire lighter before I stitch it on the fabric. And this is it. I'm done fixing it on the fabric. The only thing left for us is just to fold over and sew around with 2 inches. Thank you so much for watching my video. If you find this video so helpful, please do not forget to click on the like button and pass a comment. Till I come your way next time, I remain your girl's eye on creativity.